There's a scene in French cinema, one unforgettable close-up, where the camera lingers on a woman's face for what seems like forever. She never smiles. She doesn't have to. Yet in that quiet moment, she communicates more than countless words ever could. That woman is Catherine Deneuve. For years, many labeled her as distant, reserved, the so-called ice queen of French cinema. But anyone who truly paid attention to her performances understood something entirely different. That silence was never about being cold. It was about precision. It was about mystery. She understood what many actors spend a lifetime trying to learn, that audiences are drawn to restraint and silence far more deeply than to loud emotion. Think about it. In a world built around dramatic reactions, grand performances, and overflowing emotion, Deneuve created an extraordinary career by doing the exact opposite, relying on subtlety and everything left unspoken. Watch her in Belle de Jour, and you'll notice how rarely she raises her voice. Her expression barely changes. Yet somehow you can feel every hidden emotion and every secret beneath the surface. That isn't luck. It's true mastery. What makes it even more fascinating is that this calm, composed woman on screen lived a life that was anything but ordinary. She loved deeply but always on her own terms. She raised her children without ever marrying their fathers. She shared relationships with two of the most captivating men of her era and left both relationships whenever she decided, never seeking permission or approval from anyone. There's a reason the world's greatest designers admired her, a reason Yves Saint Laurent dressed her as though she were a living work of art, and a reason Chanel entrusted her with representing their most treasured fragrance, simply asking her to be its face. Deneuve didn't merely wear elegance, she seemed to create it naturally, as effortlessly as others express warmth or energy. But perhaps the most extraordinary thing about her is that she refused to fade away. Many actresses from her generation quietly disappeared once major roles became scarce. Deneuve never did. She continued working, choosing unusual, demanding, and unexpected characters well into her 70s and 80s. She allowed herself to grow older in front of the camera with complete honesty and without apology, during a time when almost no actress of her stature was willing to do the same. Audiences admired her even more because of it. Maybe that's the real secret behind Catherine Deneuve. It wasn't her golden hair. It wasn't her striking pale eyes. It wasn't even her remarkable filmography. It was the fact that she never shaped herself to win anyone's approval. She simply lived authentically on her own terms and allowed the rest of the world to catch up. Even decades later, that same quiet presence she mastered in her youth still remains, effortlessly commanding every room and holding the camera's attention without the slightest hesitation. In an industry constantly chasing reinvention, Catherine Deneuve never needed to become someone new. She only needed to remain completely herself. And in the end, that proved far more powerful than anything Hollywood or Paris could ever have written for her. If you enjoy uncovering the quiet, layered stories behind cinema's most unforgettable women, then you're in exactly the right place. Subscribe to the channel, and let's continue exploring these remarkable stories together.